Hari Om. So to continue with 261 of the Gita. So yesterday we have been saying about the first line where Krishna speaks about the action. The action again in the first line, the first half and the second half, it speaks of two different parts of action. One is to withdraw the senses, and second one is to reflect on him. So here we should be a bit diligent and careful that when Krishna is speaking about the Gita, he speaks for both the categories, that is the Dvaitas and the Advaitins, the dualistics and the non-dualistics, the Bhaktas and the Jnanis. The moment I say Jnani, this reminds me. Yesterday, late evening, there was a call asking me for the clarification on the two words, Drishya and Drik, I think, which I said yesterday. I don't remember, to be very frank, but still. Let us be very, very clear. In fact, I took the name of a text called Drishya Viveka. Yes, maybe with reference to that, the person might have raised. So here we should be very, very clear. The Drishya is what is seen. Right? The objective world is called as Drishya. And Drik is the seer. In a sense, the subject, the person. The person who is seeing is Drik, and what is seen is Drishya. And Samadhi, in fact, it was said, but again I'll try to say that the super conscious state of the individual where there are no rise and fall of the thoughts. It gets stuck in one particular thought, one focal point. Samadhi. This we should be very, very clear. So now, what should happen with respect to Drishya, the objective world, is to reject all the Drishyas. Here, Drishya doesn't mean that what you see, it also means what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you touch, all these things. So, rejecting the sense world 100% without any exceptions and abiding in Drik, abiding in the pure, perfect Atman, or identification with this object, who is the seer, as Ramana says. Who is the seer? Who is the feeler? Who is the thinker? Because the words itself explicitly say, I am thinking to do that. That says I is different from the thinker. The mind is thinking. So who is that I? Stay put in that particular thought. That becomes samadhi. For everything, if you are being frustrated, now being karuna, you are getting frustrated. You say, I'm getting frustrated. Who is getting frustrated? It is not you. Something in yourself is getting frustrated. That is maybe the mind, whatever it is. You are different from the mind. This analysis and dissection is what is required in sadhana. For a jnani. For a bhakti, when a person is getting frustrated, they deviate. They take a deviation, they take a turn. Either taking the Lord's names, like pujanam, archanam, kirtanam, there are many things, Karma yogis, they get engaged in work so much that they don't have time. Right? This is what we have to clearly understand. Druk, Drishya, Samadhi. Right? When Drishyas fall, the Druk becomes static and that leads to Samadhi. In a nutshell, Now again, then why did Krishna speak about Matparaha? Isn't it? On me, intent on me. Correct? So here what we are supposed to understand is this, the Holy Gita is for everybody for all times. Therefore we should understand where we are and accordingly we should take the meaning, not our whims and fancies. So here when it says on me, then the sublime, beautiful form or the handsomeness form of the Lord can be contemplated upon. For a dualistic mind, and chant the names of the Lord, get delighted by the glories, sing the bhajans and kirtans and rise yourself. This is one part. In fact, for the Bhaktas, I tell you, they are blessed by renouncing all and living in the Lord. They are blessed. That's so wonderful. Something like eating your favorite dish. Of course, even that, you can't eat too much. After one stage, you get a saturation limit. But here it is not so. It is more and more juicy. The more deeper you go, the greater the juice it will be. So bhaktas, they get entangled like this. Therefore, in our system, every month, invariably, we have some festival or the other. Every fortnight, we have something or the other. We have something called as Pradosha, something called as Sankastahara Chaturthi, Ekadashis, Paurnami and Amavasya. There is so much to celebrate all through, so that we are trying to cling on to the higher and the lower gets automatically dropped. As it says in Bhaja Govindam, Balastavat Krida Sakta, Tarunastavat Tarune Sakta. So, if at the age of boyhood or childhood, we are engrossed with playfulness. And at the middle age, we are engrossed with social company. So now if we carefully try to observe how the transition happened, when did you come out of the playfulness and enter into this social being? That's such a subtle transition which we will not know. It happens. So when you go for something here, the lower gets dropped automatically. And of course, once you become parents, again you start to play with children, but that is different. I'm taking these two examples, first two examples. Similarly here, once you taste that bhakti rasa, then these worldly things, they drop off just like that. They don't linger on. It doesn't taste to the palate, as the saying goes. Okay. Bhaktas. Okay, now where did he speak about the Jnani, Swamiji? Is the question. He's speaking about me, about my forms, my names, my glories. So an Advaitin or a non-dualistic person will understand that There is no difference between the self and the Lord. Once the master says TTA, huh? TTA, what is this? TTA is a Mahavakya which comes in this thing. It is Tat Tvam Asi. Means once the master says you are that, Tat Tvam Asi, thy thou art, then there's no question of doubting for 100% adhikari, for Uttama adhikari, for a brilliant student. Then the moment the master says TTA, he just goes into AB. What is AB? It's not my name, ABC. No, it's not AB, that AB. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. So he doesn't even say that because, understand, to whom he has to say when there is no second entity other than oneself or the supercosmic state, to whom should he explain that? To whom should he? Nothing, just he becomes silent. That happens only when the mango is ripe enough, it automatically falls from the tree. You need not take a stone and hit at it. True. Similarly, when the student or when the devotee or a bhakta or a sadhak, when he has come to that state, this one particular sentence of TTA will be a launch pad for him to enter into EB. So from Tattvamasi, he becomes Aham Brahmasmi. Suppose in between there is Prajnanam Brahma, means knowledge alone is Brahman. Okay, there are things, but we'll not go there. Right? So once he gets into AB, what is that state of ABness? That is EKB. What is EKB? Existence, knowledge, and bliss. Existence, knowledge, and bliss, other words called as CCA. Sat Chit Ananda. Sachidananda Swarupoham. Just history puts there. Acquiring firm knowledge of the Supreme, he stays as CCA or EKB or as AB. Just it's left to you. Any terminology you take, that is secondary. But being there is a full stop there, not a comma. So with this we conclude today's session here. Thanks for being with me. Krishnan Vande Jagat Guru.